Hi everyone, it's Ikue. Today is step 4, Sagittarius. 4 represent I belong, I innovate. When you know where you belong, then you know what to believe. And what you believe becomes what you become. Did I say it right? Anyways, welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me, Ikue. It's Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. And I'm very excited to bring Amanie in at 11. So I started the live a bit early so we can go through that energy of the day, set the right move, and we can start. I already sprayed myself psychic protection and super chakra, so you are receiving this energy. Before I read collected energy for today. I would like to try this maneuvers with you guys. So if you are cold too, we can try this. You can interlock your hands and you can go to the back of your neck and pull the skin up towards your scalp, that occipital ridge, and you can pull it up and drop your shoulders and push your scapula forward so you can elongate. And I just wanted to share with you guys this wonderful fascial release. You can go side to side and to feel and try not to activate your shoulders, but as you are moving you can stop in any direction and you can kind of like warm, that the body roll. You can go like this. It's almost like as if you want to puke, but you don't. It's like this. And if your body starts to calm down, you can yawn, and that's a confirmation. And I do that a lot when I wake up. I just wanted to introduce you guys. A nice fascial release. Let it go sigh. Ooh. And I'm feeling that tight spot, the back of your head, your neck, your hips. The movement is really the medicine, right? And we're learning to move your body. And as you relax, everything flows. Okay, let me read the collective message for today. Today is step 4, Sagittarius, the intersection of I belong and I believe. This is an Aquarius day inside a Sagittarius season, which means we are being asked to innovate our belonging and expand our identity beyond outdated roles, groups, and structures that no longer resonate with our soul's blueprint. Aquarius holds the energy of truthful disruption, not to cause chaos, but to liberate. If something feels misaligned, artificial, or energetically imposed, today is the day it breaks apart so that the truer foundation of belonging can emerge. Sagittarius brings the flame of vision, belief, and future expansion. It says, you are meant to grow beyond what you've inherited. Together with Aquarius, we receive the message. You don't need to belong to what keeps you small. Belong to what sets you free. You don't need to conform to stay safe. I innovate to stay true. Today may reveal who or what you've outgrown, not with judgment, but with clarity. The illusion of belonging, where you twisted yourself to fit, must dissolve so you can belong authentically to communities, missions, and timelines that sees your light without distortion. Let what updated break so what reasoning can break through. I'm already feeling that hot. The energy is moving up. That maneuver, that fascial release that I just did, it definitely woke up something in me. I'm feeling the opening, a little bit of nausea in a moment. That was powerful. Yeah, but today is really about where you belong. But in order for us to know where we belong, we need to first know where we do not belong. So break it to breakthrough day. That's the energy of Aquarius, as always. And Aquarius is if you know anyone with Aquarius energy, you notice that they like to go their own way, right? They don't like to yield. They don't like to really follow the current. So people treat people see them as like, oh, these guys are different. But that energy is more than ever so important because, you know, innovation and change happens when you do something different or when you are able to see from a different perspective. So that's why it's very important that we go through this Aquarius energy and embrace the change, embrace doing something different. And you realize that this old way doesn't belong to me, but this way I like. So we keep choosing that least resistance, right? And passive resistance. And this is how I live. And this is what resonates with me. So there's a lot of power in choosing ourselves and loving ourselves over and over again. And in 3 minutes, I'm excited to bring Amanie in and just talk about the journey of basically self-love, right? And, if you continue to choose love and love for yourself, I think we're meant to go into the right direction that align with our soul purpose, whatever that is. Maybe it's so different from what we imagine at first, but as we continue to choose a path, whatever that is not, is just meant to fall away. And when it falls away, it's kind of scary, right? Because your whole identity maybe may depend on that. But know that the real thing, that what is meant for you will never fall away. Maybe at first it seems fall away, but it will come back, maybe 10 times over. So just like money. So really trust that path and choose to belong. And you don't need to belong to what keeps you small. Belong to what sets you free. You don't need to conform to stay safe. Innovate to stay true. Yeah, sometimes I talk a lot about sense of safety and being safe in your body is important. Let's create that, create the environment as a community, but doesn't mean that you stay in a toxic environment. Just because you feel comfortable doesn't mean that you're safe, right? Also, just because you're being challenged doesn't mean that you are unsafe. So really about soul's purpose is to keep innovating, keep expanding this Sagittarius season. So let us really, stay in our truth and know that it's okay to feel uncomfortable, but you're still safe. And shrinking yourself small because of other people's discomfort is literally over. So that is the energy that I like, and I'm always remind myself that. Yeah. How you guys feeling on this day? Step 4 for Sagittarius. And the survival moss is in the house. Amanie's ready, so bring her in. But yeah, let's see. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome. And I requested the live. Hi
Hello,
Mani.
how are you?
Good. I chose to wear the moss green survival
Oh,
moss.
beautiful. I maybe was feeling airy today.
Yes, you are fiery.
Mhm.
How's it going?
It's been good. It's always success when you get the kids to school on time. That's my struggle in the morning. And so
Without tears?
yeah, without tears. So we made it to school. We're happy and we're
Yeah,
ready to start our day.
perfect. I love that. How's everyone doing here? And we have Amani, and she has amazing. Sorry, I just have to tap the
So,
screen. We had amazing. She has amazing
everyone.
medicine, and I don't know
I'm
what I'm
really
doing right
excited
now.
I'm really excited to join you guys on at the Fascial Maneuvers class. It's always so great for me to just connect with the community, but also take part in your amazing fascial maneuver. Like your guidance is really it with me. I feel like it's just a gentle approach that I really resonate to, and it allows me to have just more grace on myself. And so
Hmm.
those reminders during the class are just super powerful for me, and I'm so grateful for you and being able to come out and take part in your
I
classes. So,
love that. So
Mhm.
people who are watching this probably like almost I'm sure that you know who you they know who you are. But if you want to like just in
Mhm.
short introduction, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, so my name's Amanie. I'm the co-founder at Survival Moss. You may have seen these on your feed or even from the Human Garage community. And you see Coach Ikue also offers some of our products at her one-to-one Fascial maneuvers hands-on uh, sessions.
Yeah.
So we are a superfood company that began from my survival story and my autoimmune disease that I was diagnosed with. And so we could talk more about it when we meet in person. You could ask me your questions, and we love talking minerals and superfoods.
I love that. I've had a couple of Instagram live with you, and I think a lot of people know about your story. But I want to ask you this. You know, this product is birthed from your survival story, and then once you're alive and ready to thrive, but then your product is tied to your condition, like your past outdated condition. How do you make peace with that? Like, maybe I don't know if it's a sharp question.
Yeah, it's a really good question because from year to year, I find that I evolve so much from that point. And so, yes, this business stemmed from a really low point in my life and something that I found was essential to have in my little medicine cabinet. And when it became just something that I couldn't really deny. There's things that you just feel a calling to, and you just kind of say, okay, I'll come at it later, and you try and
Yeah.
ignore them, but it gets louder and louder. And this was something that I just kept, hearing, and it became a calling. And then I would talk about it and educate about my experience. And it really now has become I don't relate to the autoimmune disease that I was diagnosed with. I relate to the resilience that the commitment in myself. So it was more of
Mm-hmm.
a self-love journey
Mm-hmm.
in a way that I needed and I didn't really understand at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you say low point of your life, it's really like you were left with no choice, and it's like die or ride or die. And I think we all have that tender spot in our life. It's like, wow, like what did I do to, like experience that? But it takes so much courage, and you do it yourself, but also you had a lot of support to your family. And but looking back, like, and then now looking now, you told me about resilience, but I don't know where I'm trying to go, but at the same time, like, aren't you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I do. I go through these moments where I'm like, wow, I am really proud of what we've created, how far I've come in my own healing, because I know that when you're stuck in that rut, it's really hard to pull yourself out of it. So we really need to give ourselves more credit for
Hmm.
the work. It's a lot of work. And so when we're committed to showing up every day and putting that work in, that is something worth being celebrated. I think
Hmm.
it really is. And then being able to look back at your progress or how far you've come, and
Hmm.
it is, yeah, is that award that we don't get in life in physical form, but we need to take that moment in time to really celebrate it and feel proud of our accomplishments. And so, of course,
Hmm.
being in remission since 2019, having no active lesions in my brain, um, not feeling physically limited, those are huge things that I think are worth celebrating. So, little wins. We need to celebrate the little wins in life.
Yeah. Do you feel
Mhm.
that like, so like you can move your body, you can basically do everything, right? You don't identify, like you don't feel that you have this symptoms anymore. It's just your superfoods nourishes you, and you feel like I'm free from
Yeah,
disease.
it's like a holistic approach in the sense that I'm fueling my body with the essential things that it requires, but also doing that the mind, the body, the spirit, I think also
Mm-hmm.
plays a huge role. Um, and when you step back and you reflect on the way you do things, your habits day to day, I think that
Mm-hmm.
kind of shows you areas that we get stuck on and
Mm-hmm.
we're closed off to see different opportunities, and I think those moments are really important. Like I like to always look back and say, so if I was a fly on the wall, what would I change, what would I modify? And so now I feel great. I don't have any like major symptoms that I had in 2019. I'm obviously walking, I'm moving. The one thing that I could maybe remember, or I feel a little bit, is I had paralysis along my arm this whole.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm getting tired or I'm feeling a little burnt out, pushing myself emotionally, not listening to my needs, I'll get little tingles. Just these two
Mm.
brass fingers, they start to tingle. And so I always say they're like my little spider senses that tell me that I need
Right.
to check in. This is when
Yeah.
I need to sit inwards. Mhm.
I have this like mine is right here. Like I got a car accident, soft tissue injury. That's all fascia. When I'm tired or going through like crazy purge, like energetically, just like run through my. If it's really bad, it give me numbing sensation
Mhm.
on my right side, but it goes from my neck and up in here and then right there,
Yeah,
like a headache. Yeah.
that is a strong one because it's like from the shoulder blades and it extends
Mm-hmm.
from the head to the arm. And so I know that feeling. It's so annoying. I don't like those make me just like cringe every time I get those weird sensations. But that's when I recommend like upping your lion's mane dose. When you
Right.
feel that way, just take an extra boost of lion's mane. I know sometimes it's stress or just being extra tired, so it never hurts. I
Mm-hmm.
just boost up on those days.
I love that. I think, at the end of the day, like we can focus on the positive and all that, but we go through waves of emotions and lots of things are happening. And then if you have kids and it's like, they can really challenge you, right? So
Mhm.
it's about not coping, but really about, you know, not even managing, but it's riding the wave of that frequencies and the waves in your in your rhythm and trusting that universe takes care of us, and it's okay to feel this, it's okay to feel this, and going moving forward. Could you
Mhm.
speak to us more into, so you started with the sea moss and then next one you started to sell with chaga, like can you show me like maybe product like
Yeah.
line of
So
product?
we, when we used to get it, could maybe adjust this a little bit, and you could see a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of our stuff.
Nice.
There you go. And so I started off with our fresh sea moss that I would make into a plain gel, and that's how I started off. So you'll see like my old videos where I'm just eating sea moss in the plain lemony flavor.
Yeah.
And that's when I was just like getting sick of it. I wanted to create something more fun for me to take. And so it reminded me of applesauce. And so I started making our sweet cinnamon flavor. My kids really love it. And so in fresh product, that's kind of all we had.
Mm.
And I started off on Facebook Market, and I would just say, "Hey guys, I'm making a batch for myself. It's really helped me with my MS. Who wants to try?" Because I was already going through this work,
Mm-hmm.
and people were asking me, "What are you doing?" And so that was the birth of Survival Moss.
Yeah.
Um, then we started learning about the shelf stability. I started experiencing they would spoil quicker, and it is like a very precious plant, and so it's a seasonal thing. So I didn't want them to go to waste. I always wanted to make sure we can preserve them. And so you
Mm-hmm.
can freeze these for up to 4 months. However, my birds are out. You may hear a little bit of some
Yeah.
chitter chatter in the back. Um, But then comes our freeze dried, and this really came from my partner who was obsessed with survival foods, ways to preserve and prepare for doomsday. And so he just came to me one day and we said, you know what, let's try seeing if we can preserve this without any preservatives, with single ingredients, and the way they do in the medical world. That's how they preserve a lot of our medication. They use freeze drying technology. And so
Mm.
I really thought it would be amazing to be able to preserve this superfood that has a shelf
Mm.
life of a month into
Mm.
a shelf stable powder that then anyone, including myself and my kids, could add into any food or beverage. And it's just easy. And so we were starting off with the sea moss, was a lot of trial and error, and successfully we now have our freeze dried. And then obviously I was consuming lion's mane at the time to support nerve regeneration, my depression at the time. So those were the superfoods that I began with: lion's
Mm-hmm.
mane, sea moss, and also
You
lion's mane.
have a small one and a big bag, right? Like the, can you show me? I know
Yeah.
you have gold,
Oh,
green, and purple. And I
yeah.
just wanted to like let the audience know that, the small one is it's 2 jar worth. Like,
So the small one, and if
mm-hmm.
you take a look at each bag, it has exactly the equivalent. So the
Mm-hmm.
small guy is 1 jar's worth. So
Okay.
exactly 1 jar. We
Mm-hmm.
did change our jars, so this is actually slightly more sea moss. The other ones were about 470 ml. These are 500, so you're getting a few tablespoons more per jar. So it
Mm-hmm.
is a nice little upgrade, and we got nice jars for those who are
Yes.
local. Mhm.
I asked this question to Amanie. It's like, why did you change the jar? Is it
Mhm.
smaller? But it's my human eyes thought it's like it shrunk, but it's actually fatter.
Yeah,
It's bigger. And then you said that I can actually put more. Yeah.
yeah, and they're two-piece. So the three-piece were, some people it would stay in water, it begins to rust, and so just to avoid any of that, we got these really nice caps that have a seal inside that really just help preserve
Perfect. How about the
it.
bigger one, bigger bag? Is
Yeah,
it too?
so I'm like, I don't have a bigger bag with me right now. I just have the small guys, but the bigger bag is much taller,
Mm-hmm.
and it is equivalent to 2 jars worth. So
Ah,
it'll just
okay.
look a little bit longer, and it will have
Mm-hmm.
double the amount. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
good to
so
know.
small is 1 jar preserved, the large is 2 jars preserved, and then the other superfoods is all by weight. So we take the value of the superfood, and it's all by weight. You'll notice
Mm,
that the lion's mane is a heavier pack. It has
yeah.
50 grams. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's about 2 pounds of lion's mane preserved in food. Oh.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically, Amani had the moss and also lion's mane powder or the
Mhm.
mix. She calls it autoimmune blend,
Yeah.
right? And then really about personal preference, I notice people buy, yeah, like
Yeah.
buy both
Yeah.
or just buy one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really what so I always tell people I give them all the options and the ways to use them. And then it
Mm-hmm.
comes to really preference. Some people want to just get both and they don't want to do separately. So they'll get our combo.
Yeah.
And then others just want to try it out and see what both superfoods do for their body. And this is a great trial to see. And then
Mm-hmm.
once they get an idea, they're always saying, okay, I want my sea moss separate. I want my lion's mane separate. This way I know what's doing what for me.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
So,
And
mhm.
yes,
Oh, and then the shaga, we have our shaga finally,
yes.
which is just northern BC foraged mushroom chunks. And I like to make a tea out of them. They're really nice. So I made a steeped coconut tea,
Mm-hmm.
and oh,
Drink it too.
yeah,
It's actually my body appreciate this so much. Can you speak to us more about what chaga does, the benefits of chaga?
yeah. So usually we're antioxidants are really great, anti-cancer properties. Chaga is referred to the king of the medicinal mushrooms because of all of those anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer properties. We like to offer just the raw chunks and then teach
Mm-hmm.
people how to prepare them. But often you can find them in powder and in capsules. Um,
It's rare that you're selling the chunks, right?
Like you don't find them, and it's very hard to get a consistent cut. They're very
Mm.
hard to break apart.
Yeah.
And so we are always working with our foragers and trying to request like smaller pieces because honestly they're so hard to break and
Yeah.
it's like almost the size of my head. So
It's great for display.
they're beautiful, but they grow off the tree like they're huge. And so they
Yeah.
break them apart. We like nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of empowering. Like it shows people what they can do with it. And
Mm-hmm.
it tastes nice. So why not?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's awesome. I love that. So you got sea moss, lion's mane, chaga. What else do you
Yeah.
have?
Then we have, oh, and then I've got something exciting to share as well. But
Yes.
then we have our colored sea moss, which we only offer in a freeze-dried form. We
Mm.
used to offer them in a gel, but we found that they don't last as long as the gold.
Mm.
So people, it was spoiling under a week.
Right.
And so we found that preserving them through freeze drying was the best for the colored moss, and that way it's shelf stable. You can close it back up. It has a nice nori flavor. People are actually
Yes.
really enjoying it. Hmm.
Definitely. I love that.
Yeah, and you get more phytonutrients when you take the purple. So really high antioxidants on top of the 92 essential minerals, the collagen, the prebiotic aspect of the sea moss. And then the green has more chlorella. So
Mm.
really for extra detoxing. Sea moss is really good for cleaning out the body from mucus, the lungs from mucus. And
Mm.
so adding chlorella would just really allow for binding to any metals in the body too, and also helping you excrete them out. So this would be better for detoxing. This one is higher in phytonutrients. And then we have our gold, which is the flagship product that people really enjoy. And that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, kind of where they start off. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the explanation. I tend to forget. It's like purple, cute,
Yeah, it is
antioxidant.
really pretty.
But I explain to people. Yeah,
Mhm.
some people definitely see the benefits of the color. It's a bit more rare side. That means a little bit more expensive than the gold one, but it definitely has, yeah, it's worth
Mhm.
getting it, right?
They grow in different parts of the ocean, and so the colored ones actually are not exposed to light. And so the
Mm,
way they have to be preserved and dried, they have to be in a darker environment and a little bit different of the way
mm-hmm.
they prepare it. And
Well,
so, yeah.
yeah, that being said, I just remember, people maybe living in Europe, like I sent it to you, oh, this person get the sea moss from this, and she was asking how to make a sea moss gel. And then where that sea moss comes from is actually very important, right? Where your sea moss is coming from, but also explain like if you're getting sea moss from somewhere, what to look for.
Yeah, okay, that's a great question
Mm-hmm.
because while I was consuming, like at the beginning years that I was learning about CMOS, we would order sea moss from different regions because it really grows all along the coastline, from the
Mm.
Caribbean, throughout Ireland, to Indonesia, throughout Africa. So you
Mm.
find different species of sea moss everywhere. And a lot will contain similar mineral content with a few little diverse nutritional differences.
Mm-hmm.
However, you want to make sure, like you said, you're sourcing it from a clean environment, somewhere that is like lush in minerals with the volcanic rocks, where it can leach off of that environment, because that's
Mm.
where it gets its minerals from.
Mm.
And finally, you want to make sure that it's a credible source in the sense that you can find, for example, we have Irish. They say, well, there's Irish moss. There is the Yukon cotton eye. There's the St. Lucian moss, and then there's moss from everywhere. We tried the Jamaican moss. We've tried the Irish moss, and finally we rested on the St. Lucian sea moss. And
Mm,
that's the Yukon, and it will say at the back of each bag actually exactly the species. So it's
right.
Yukima tautenai. I have a hard time pronouncing it, but this
Mm-hmm.
is the St. Lucian moss. We uh, we actually picked that area because we love the environment that these seaweeds get to grow from. It is
Yeah.
it is wild harvested, and it was the one that I had the most success with personally in my health. So we're promoting one that I have experience with, and then on top of it, when I was ordering sea moss from other sources, I would come across pool grown sea moss. So
Mm,
it is a thing, just like farming um, is different everywhere. You can find sea moss that is advertised as St. Lucian sea moss or
mm,
Irish moss, but it's grown in a lab in a pool
mm,
where it doesn't get the real minerals from the environment of the ocean. And then on top of it, they've got to add like a chlorine, something to clean out the water because it can breed
mm.
bacterial, uh, and like just it makes it contamination.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that it's wild harvested from the ocean. It's not wild harvested full grown. And
Mm,
you can see the difference in the seaweed. Sometimes the pool grown stuff will have a thick coating of sugar or like salt on it, like
mm.
almost thick, coarse salt all over
Yeah.
it. And they actually add like sea salt to make it more taste like the ocean because it was pool grown.
Mm,
So, and when people make the gel out of it, they actually taste a more chlorinated flavor, like it has the
mm.
chemical flavor to it. And so that was like the learning that I had gone through when we were trying different types of sea moss and realizing the importance of sourcing it ethically, correctly, and avoid full grown as you don't get
Yeah.
the right mineral content. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's something that I've been wanting to discuss, and I'm so glad that you brought it up. So thank you.
Yeah, it's powerful. And
Mhm.
now you have this like wild harvested sea moss, ethically grown, and then it comes to your door. Here comes the Amanie superpower, making the gel, adding your energy and your frequency. And then you have sea moss gel. But my favorite drink, do you want to talk about Amanie's Caribbean drink? Locals only, but it's super
Yeah.
yummy. People need to know that.
Thank you. So I really wanted to bring the sea moss gel to life and find a flavor that I curated. So our sea moss Caribbean drink is just a personal touch that I really put my culinary expertise into. And it has a bit of an eggnog flavor, but more of a coconut base. So think all of the seasoning and spices that you'd have in a classic eggnog, but it tastes more coconut. And I don't use any added sugars. We use some maple syrup, but dates are the main sweetener. And so it's just a really nice, healthy, clean, sweet dessert that
Yeah, it's so yummy that people immediately get hooked. And so if you're local in Vancouver or White Rock, Burnaby area, and or if you just come into Vancouver for cruise ship, like contact us, come to my class, and come to
yeah.
go to Amani. And I think that's really good. And then now you make chaga iced tea, right?
Yeah. So I don't have them with me right here, but we will have
Okay.
a fresh batch prepared for the class. And
Yes.
so I will have our smoothies. I will have a fresh batch of our Shaga iced tea for you to purchase as well, along with all of our dry products and then our gels. And then maybe
Mhm.
I could ask you, we
Mhm.
also have a really cool new feature that
Yes.
I'm so excited about, but we don't have our sleeves yet. So we don't have the boxes.
Yes, it's
But
so good. Let's show us. Come
perhaps
here. Look
we've
at
got
that.
CMOS soap bars
That
that
looks yummy.
so they look like fun, but they're really just I've been really enjoying them. It is sea moss, all natural ingredients, some essential oils, and it's very hydrating and nourishing. And so I could bring some of these sea moss conditioning bars, and you can
Yeah.
try them.
Amazing.
Mhm.
When do you think you can like start selling that like as officially?
Yeah, so in a couple of weeks, we're just waiting for the packaging. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I might do. There's been people who have been really excited, and they're just like, put it in a bag. I don't care. And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna get these little cute mesh bags, and we're gonna ship them out like that for now.
Yeah.
But hopefully, in 2 weeks, we will get our official packaging, and then you'll be able to. You can already purchase them on the website, but you
Yeah.
can see these complete in a few weeks. So very exciting.
Amazing. So exciting.
So
It's just
one, yeah, I could, if you want, I can tell you the flavors.
yeah, yes.
They're always fun. So one of them is a vegan bar. You got sea moss, you got coconut oil, you've got shea butter, you've got rose hip oil, you have jojoba oil, you have avocado oil, and then clove. So you have a clove, cedarwood, sandalwood scent. So it's a little bit earthy but refreshing. And so this is our vegan bar and then with sea moss, of course. And then we have our goat's milk. So this is a goat's milk patchouli bar, also very lovely sea moss and all of those other base oils as well. So very natural and it's gentle on the body.
I love that. I just
Mhm.
love that, it's this whole business of your child, your baby was birthed from your survival, and then you start with sea moss and you add in chaga, lion's mane, and it's like, okay, why don't I make this smoothie? And then people want chaga tea because they're too lazy to make their own. And then to like, why don't I put sea
Mhm.
moss in the soap? Like I love your revolution. I'm so excited to just witness, just I love you so much, and you're like my sister, and I just like, oh, making me emotional. I'm just like seeing you. It's I don't know why I'm crying, but it's
Oh,
not
I want to
perfect.
hug you,
You know,
Ikue.
life is not perfect, but just like it's so inspiring to see you moving forward and showing up for yourself. And sometimes, just thinking about it, you don't really have a choice but to move forward.
Yeah.
Right? You made that choice, and then you're following your path, and you're passionate about it. And yeah, I don't know.
I love
I don't know.
I
I'm not
love
on
you
my
so
period.
much. No, I, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful experience too.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot from you just by having more grace with myself, with others, and I learned I've been able to perfect these ways that I didn't know before through watching. And so watching your embodiment has been so amazing for me, and we're all
Uh-huh.
you. We're all going to you.
Yeah, I think the energy of the Instagram live is like you the tickets glitching a little bit, but
It
really
is.
receive that receive that energy. So thank you so much for joining us, Amani. I'm crying, but
Thank you
I
for
really wanted to bring you here because in my Sunday Fashion Maneuvers class, I'm bringing you this Sunday, November 30th. And yeah, I want people to experience your products. And yeah, I'm just excited. Like it's, last time like people didn't know much about your smoothie. So we, the ones, they had some we had some pre-order, but we had way more people we're interested in. Like we sold out. So like, I'm gonna message people now. It's like you get a pre-order, it's gonna sell out.
Yeah,
And yeah.
it's so amazing. I love seeing that everyone is falling in love with all these new flavors, and really, it's an expression of my creativity. It's my inner child coming out, so it's such a draw,
Yeah.
and it's so heartwarming to see that one is enjoying life and getting such a positive feedback. And it's always like I'm open for everyone's criticism too. I want to make this better and better and better. And so your experience really helps me know who you want as well. And so that I love hearing your back with you're a great partner for us. It's so grateful for our friendship that what we're creating together is such a nice, powerful women's
Yes.
group, but really for everyone, holding space for anyone that finds themselves in a position and wants to reach out. We're here and we love to do this. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing with me.
Thank you. And people are sending us some love, sending us sister thrive. Bless you, you're proud. How you've been so healing to me in your lives. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you guys for joining. And this is Amanie, Survival Moss. She's here to thrive.
And
And
take you guys along with us,
yes,
Let's
and
let's thrive.
yes, thank you guys for joining. And if you are in Vancouver area, I would love to see you this Sunday. Otherwise, we'll do many more lives and then we'll play. But so proud of you, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.
See you all soon. Take care.
Yes, bye everybody.